I'm not sure about you all, but the gun counters around here are emptier than ammo pallets during a rush. Prices haven't gone through the roof yet, but I'm not sticking around for a wake-up call. Thousands of folks around the country are hurrying to pick up particular pistols. Curious why and which ones? In today's video, we're diving into the 7 pistols that are gathering a quiet fan base. From budget-friendly stalwarts to tactical setups you'd reckon cost twice the price, and everything in between. All these are fresh for the year 2025. Hidden gems. One doesn't even have a detachable magazine. Another is built with steel but uses Glock magazines. And yet another has parts nobody expected. We'll explore what makes each of these guns a sensible choice. Not just theoretically, but right here, right now, given the current economy and political scene. If you're wondering what everyone's grabbing before November arrives, or which pistol makes sense for training, stashing, or carrying, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. And don't be surprised if your current carry piece seems a tad old-fashioned by the end of this list. Daria, a Turkish company, is mostly known for cloning well-liked designs. Nothing particularly dazzling at first glance. They appeared in Canada some years back. Let's be honest, buying one of their pistols comes with the usual questions you'd have about anything imported from a country with, let's call it, a unique view on civil liberties. However, if politics don't guide your buying choices and you're not up at night over foreign policy, this pistol might still catch your fancy. The DY9 is built with high-grade race gun engineering without a hefty price tag. They trim down the slide until it's light and responsive, then place the front sight directly on the barrel, securing it to the frame. 4 neat ports on top of that barrel vent gas up, claiming to reduce muzzle rise by 25% and take 12% off the perceived recoil. Numbers aside, the first double tap tells the whole tale. My dot barely shifts and 50-yard targets feel much closer because the barrel stays put. The sight picture doesn't float, so follow-through carries straight into the next shot. 10 or 15-round packages cater to both states with and without restrictions. And the real clincher is the 299 upper. Slide that assembly onto a Glock 19 Gen 4 frame, and the whole setup gears towards speed in 5 minutes with no extra work. The RMR footprint is already ready, so no awkward adapter plates are needed. Even with a dot fixed on top, the moving mass is less than a basic Glock slide. For home defense, there's plenty to appreciate. Extra gas vents mean less noise indoors than a break, and the short length is nightstand friendly. If you've been hesitant about ported comps due to price, this setup offers a way to attach an optic and strive for quick times that would normally need custom mods. When friends ask why this Turkish import often ends up in my range bag, I just hand them a mag. One series of metal target hits convinces them every time. The original P10C got a name for having a trigger that felt like a single-action brake in a polymer striker case. The ported version improves that by smoothing out recoil without changing the form. So holsters, magazines, and muscle memory all stay consistent. CZ didn't just drill holes, they reinforced the barrel wall by 10%, adding weight under the muzzle to stabilize the slide and crowned it for extra durability. 2 wide ports are centrally located in the chamber hood windows, directing gas upward and keeping the bore steady. Shooting it back-to-back with a non-ported gun feels akin to dropping from a .40 caliber to a gentle 9mm. The slide now features top serrations that grip even with wet hands, and forward serrations are spaced to hold firmly instead of sliding over polymer range dust. Bright irons co-witness in the lower part of an RMR or Delta point, and the adapter plate system slots into machined rails inside the slide, so the optic stays put during recoil. I like how CZ opted for a single slot accessory rail. Compact lights fit snugly, and the frame's fiberglass reinforcement keeps it rigid enough that the point of aim doesn't drift if you attach a heavier light. The pistol comes with 2 15-round mags, plus a pair of +2 extensions. Swapping base plates at the shop takes half a minute and provides a 17+1 carry load. Most folks pick up the P10C for comfort, and the ported version maintains that NASA-modeled grip contour with swappable back straps and subtle palm swells. The key difference is the sight track. The dot barely lifts, so you can rapidly fire pairs in drills that normally require a short pause. The price is slightly above the optics-ready model, but Market Street prices stay well under $500. If you've been considering comps or compensator barrels for your carry gun, this is a cleaner, warranty-safe choice. Whenever a buddy admires a staccato, the price tag drags the fantasy back to earth. How the XP Pro addresses that. Fusion crafted a double-stack 1911 from solid steel, avoided shortcuts, then moved production to Hermox in Turkey with strict quality checks. The result lands around $1,100, yet acts like a match gun worth half again as much. A 4-inch ramped bull barrel rests in a tri-topped commander slide with generous relief cuts, positioning the mass low over the bore and cycling with a smooth feel. It's ready for optics out of the box. Swap the rear for the included plate, and an RMR or Holosun fits right into the dovetail without an adapter. Fusion forms the trigger from one piece of steel, and the break on. My model averages just over 3 pounds with zero grit. Here's the unique twist. It feeds from Glock 17 magazines. For the range, I use the common Magpul GL9. For USPSA, I switched to 21-round aftermarket magazines that cost much less than standard 2011 mags. Reliable feeding requires good springs, but once broken in, the XP Pro digested various hollow points and steel case FMJ without issues. At the chronograph, the extra frame weight tames muzzle movement. At 25 yards, careful bench groups hover around 2 inches. But the more interesting measure is rapid fire control. The front sight effortlessly sets back into the notch, making controlled pairs merge into one impulse. The Tenefer-based treatment shrugs off sweat and moisture, while the hard chrome top coat maintains that shiny two-tone look. At nearly 40 ounces, it's not a concealed carry piece unless you're dedicated. Yet, for handling mastery, local 3-gun, or simple delight value, this Glock Mag 2011 offers much more than its price suggests. Keltech thrives on unique ideas, and none are more unique or cooler than the PR57. Trim the weight to a light 14 ounces, chamber the slick shooting 5.7x28, then remove the detachable magazine, and you have a compact blaster that feels like a rimfire, but holds 21 lively small rifle rounds. Loading is done via a stripper clip that fills the fixed internal magazine in about 15 seconds once you get the hang of it. It isn't quick reload friendly, and you can't unload live rounds without cycling them. Critics might complain, but I see it as a specialized tool. Think ultralight trail companion, glove box buddy, or back up to a truck gun running the same caliber. Recoil is almost laughable. The pistol just nudges, and the swift barrel rotation locks the slide before pressure drops, so used brass exits with force, but the muzzle barely moves. The DAO trigger surprises new shooters as the pull is lengthy yet smooth and breaks at around 4.5 pounds. Grip texture follows P7's pattern, but each square is stippled, locking in when squeezed. There's just one external control, a slide stop, keeping things simple. Rack to load, slingshot to close, rack again to empty. Keltech provides shield footprint optic plates, and the slide is a rounded steel cylinder to save every ounce possible. The gun disappears inside the waistband, barely noticeable, and its recoil feels lighter than some 22 mag revolvers. It's not for rapid reload scenarios or duty holsters, but for those seeking capacity, minimal kick, and innovative engineering under $400, the PR57 meets a need few others do. Eric escapes notice, and the Delta X does it again by mimicking Glock 45 proportions, ambidextrous features, and providing a full optics plate kit at a price that regularly dips to $300. The design combines the full-size grip from the L-frame with a compact slide, so those with larger hands get a good hold without having longer barrels. The grip is impressively thin, thinner than a Glock 19, yet the backstrap set adjusts girth without gaps. The flat-face trigger breaks in fast. Initially, it feels like plastic on plastic, but after 100 rounds, the wall sharpens, and the break steadies at just under 5 pounds. 2 17-round magazines come included, along with extensions for 19. The flared magwell aids reloads even when nerves take over. Accuracy is surprising for those who think budget equals loose fit. My bench group at 25 yards came in at 3.5 inches, with practical drills hitting A zones out to 50 easily. Weighing just over 20 ounces is light to carry, yet recoil remains manageable thanks to the deep, high grip cut and low slide profile. Controls are mirrored. Left-handed users can drop magazines without extra parts, and the slide stop is flush, preventing accidental locks without being hidden. For concealed carriers seeking an affordable but capable dot-ready pistol, the Delta X occupies a space few others do. With essential plates included, decent sights installed, and a price leaving room for a Holosun in a budget many spend on just a basic polymer gun. Beretta's smaller sibling went all out on the STR9 platform, and the Combat SX is the result. A full-size striker pistol with a threaded barrel, tall fiber optic sights, vented slide, ambidextrous slide release, optics plates, 3 magazines, and a smoked bronze Cerakote finish, all costing comfortably below $700. Picking it up, you'll notice the straight grip angle, less arched than a typical Glock, and a generous funnel that takes in 20-round mags without needing a precise index. Slide flats are deeply chamfered, enabling smooth press checks even with a suppressor attached. Raised sights clear a half 28 cylinder, and the fiber front is bright in daylight, while the fully adjustable rear lets you fine-tune without a dot. 2 optics plates are in the hard case for easy footprint swaps. That case also holds a 17-rounder and 2 20-round extensions. Load all 3 and you're walking up to the line with 57 rounds ready. The Cerakote isn't just cosmetic for online appeal. The durable bronze top layer resists solvent and conceals carbon stains better than plain black. Recoil springs are tuned for suppressed and unsuppressed use. With a can, it cycles 115-grain subs flawlessly, but also cycles 124-grain NATO ball sans can. Slide ports reduce moving weight, so muzzle rise settles fast. Both left and right shooters find comfort with the ambi-slide lever. In a market where folks add $400 in upgrades to a $500 pistol, the Combat SX comes ready to hush, illuminate, and endure all weekend. Now, Glock fans might claim it's just another copycat, not truly noteworthy. But when Ruger and Magpul team up, something special emerges. Modular flexibility akin to the P320, but in a Glock 19 framework. Rather than embedding the serial in the polymer, Ruger crafted a stainless steel fire control insert. Pull 2 pins and the whole unit lifts out, allowing you to switch it into future frame designs, colors, sizes, without FFL hassles. The launch grip is Magpul Gray, textured gently at first, but grips firmer as you apply pressure, making recoil control more about effort than slipping. The internal mag well funnels 15-round Magpul GL9 or Glock mags easily, though the Magpul pad adds slight length for certain seating. Slide leaves Glock MOS kits outdated with direct machining for RMR, Delta Point, and RMS footprints. Remove the polymer cover. Place pins to match your optic, torque screws, and you're set. High-visibility tritium front sights team with blacked-out rear sights low enough for red dot windows without obscuring targets. On the timer, the trigger surprises Glock users. A flat shoe finds a crisp wall below 5 pounds, breaks clean, and clicks loudly on reset, a feel you notice with each press. The singular rail housing compact lights aligns flush to the muzzle, and the slide's beveled nose eases holster re-entry. Reliability testing at Gun Talk's campus showed no issues. Heat, moisture, dirty rounds, the RXM stayed steady. For those admiring the P320's modular brilliance but wanting Glock mag compatibility and a classic striker setup, this pistol delivers it all under a $500 price. Toss in Magpul's affordable spare 15-rounders, and you can prepare a full-class kit without hitting your savings. That's a wrap. 7 pistols, each distinct, all showing that Americans are not just buying more firearms, but making informed choices. What would you choose while shelves remain stocked? Already picked one of these? Planning to buy another? Share your thoughts in the comments, hit like, spread this with your friends. Subscribe for more insightful breakdowns, and make sure to tap that bell so you won't miss the next list rolling out.